to Filio as they come by with 1 to go once Felix da Costa crosses this line.
Well, it is going to be James Collado who pays the penalty for that incident. He's in second place at the moment. He's been handed a drive-through. Won't take it now as they are on the last lap, but it will end up in a probably 30-second penalty for him at the end of the race. What he has got to not do now is take anybody else out, knowing that his race is ruined, and he must be aware of that. He will have been told of the penalty. He must now not make contact with anybody else. It's Felix da Costa who leads, Collado second, Haryanto third, the red and black Marussia car. Fourth is Nico Muller. Fifth, Trummer. Sixth, McLeod. Any one of these could end up on the podium, apart from James Collado.
They won't tell him of the penalty until after the race, with 1 lap to go.
The team will know. But Antonio Felix da Costa is in the driving seat at the moment for Status Grand Prix. This is the team that ran the A1 GP Team Ireland car to the title victory with Adam Carroll in the last hurrahs of A1 GP. They've had a tough time in GP3, and it looks like their young 20-year-old Portuguese may be handing them their first GP3 win here at Monza. Well, in fact, the team have taken 5 wins in 30 starts in GP3, 1 pole, and at the moment, Antonio Felix da Costa is heading to his first win of the season, and it's always a great time. First race is a great time to win, last race is a great time to win. If you're only going to win one of those is the best.
Career momentum, and Status won this very race this time last year with Robert Wickens, so across the line comes Antonio Felix da Costa.
Victory for the young Portuguese. Second place on the road, James Collado will be penalised, which means that in second position will be Rio Haryanto. And the camera shot, I missed who was in third spot there. Just trying to work out who was further back. Was that still Nico Muller in third position behind Haryanto? Was he fourth on the road? I have a feeling he might have been. Status Grand Prix claim the last win of the season, though. As you rightly say, they did that last year with Robert Wickens.
Now, did Quaife Hobbs outscore Nigel Melker?
Well, that is going to be a tough one for Melker if that's the way it happened. Our race winner, though, here, confirmed, Antonio Felix da Costa. So Antonio Felix da Costa, our race winner, as they all head back to the pit lane. Nico Muller picking up some more dirt and debris on the tyres, as is now a habitual part of a racing driver's practice. James Collado was second at the line, but that drive-through penalty will be transmogrified into a time penalty for him, so he will not end up in the top order results. Question is whether or not that will be immediately apparent to the stewards and whether he will end up on the podium or not. I would imagine, since they know that's not where he's going to end up, the people at FOM will make sure that he doesn't stand up on the podium as well. So the drivers who will be second and third, so that's Rio Haryanto, and I think Nico Muller will wait for confirmation, and it may well be that we're not seeing the result yet, Tom Gaymore, because they are applying the time penalty in the timekeeper's office.
Exactly, or trying to. Feel for James, feel for Mitch Evans. Racing incident, but James had to be penalised. I said it was a tough call for the stewards, but at the end of the day, the rule is if you make unavoidable avoidable contact, I should say, with the rear of the car in front, then you will be deemed as being at fault. And so both the champions,
top 2 in the championship, yes.
Naughty boys sitting in the naughty chair today, aren't they? Really?
Yeah, they will. Yes, they won't be taped to the tyre trolley, but they will be on the steward's sofa outside the steward's office. So Valtteri Bottas caused a number of avoidable collisions. James Collado just the one. But again, you know, as we so often say, whether it is with intent or by accident, if you ruin somebody else's race, then the stewards tend to ruin yours as well. And that would seem to be the case with James Collado. Well, the Formula Renault champion for 2009, Northern European champion, and 2010 raced in GP3, his first series here, Antonio Felix da Costa, I hope that brother Duarte, who is commentating in our Lisbon office, has come down off the ceiling now, because watching your younger brother racing in a race like that, where he was as low as 5th and oftentimes up as high as 1st, finally ending up with victory, it's got a pretty emotional roller coaster, I would think.
Yeah, definitely. Great race to win, and like you said, career momentum so important. So to win the last race of the year, it really does put your name up in lights. People remember the last race and not the first race, so what a time to do it. And he'll be very, very pleased. That'll give him a lift going into whatever does open into 2012, as we see Haryanto. Well, Collado's car is there, but it's not going to go into the podium position. It's not going into the podium part Ferme, so they've kept Collado out, as Da Costa understandably over the moon. Looks a bit rosy-cheeked under there.
Well, Antonio Felix Da Costa has scored 10 points all season. How many has he scored today? That'll be another 8. So he's almost doubled his points score in one race. So, you know, so-so, not that fast. Looks almost as delighted as Luca Filippi, doesn't he? Almost.
On a tight schedule, so not enough time to go down and see the mechanics.
Oh, there'll be plenty of time afterwards. Don't forget, you know, it's only 9:30 in the morning, so plenty of time to enjoy that result with the status mechanics. I wonder if they can find a supply of Guinness here in Monza. I'm sure you can find most things. Might have to just go to the bar by the bookshop and have a couple of Peronis, but they will definitely start celebrating. I'm sure the status boys, the mechanics, won't miss the opportunity to get Antonio to shell out a few euros across the bar once they've packed up this afternoon. And what a great day for him. He can now enjoy the rest of the Italian Grand Prix weekend as a race winner and think about next year. And that is half of Nigel Melker's car, or probably a third.
Can't take that home as a souvenir, can you?
Yeah, well, I mean, luckily, none of the fans can actually tuck that under their jacket. There's Rio Haryanto, there is Nico Muller, and there is our race winner, Antonio Felix Da Costa. Well, there you can see Antonio Felix Da Costa. I thought Rio Haryanto wasn't a very tall guy. Antonio is tiny, but look at Nico Muller. Tell you what, if he gets into Formula One, they are going to have big problems getting that size of driver into a car. Look at him, he doesn't look like a driver. He looks like the torpedo, doesn't he? Enormous shoulders, no waist at all. I wonder what size his boots are.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, you know, if he's, what is he, like 6'1", 6'2", possibly, or 6 foot minimum, you know, he's going to have size 11, size 12 feet. And without being funny, that's very, very hard to fit in a 3-pedal box in a racing car, because they are made for, you know, Willie Carson-sized drivers.
Yeah, no, if you're big, it's very uncomfortable, if not impossible, to get fitted in, and the Formula One designers will not build their car around the big driver. So
look at his, but he's got clown boots on. They are, I mean, those are as big as my feet. Those are properly sized boots. So out we go, Rio Haryanto, Nico Muller, and our race winner, Antonio Felix Da Costa. So from Indonesia, from Switzerland, and from Portugal, our top 3. Well, the GP3 crew will have a number of drivers sitting outside the naughty boys step of the stewards in a while. Well, there's Alexander Sims and the rest of the Status Grand Prix crew congratulating Antonio Felix da Costa, our race winner. The final race of the 2011 GP3 series, and the Portuguese claims his maiden win in the championship. He joined in the Hungaroring race last year. Rio Haryanto in second place, racing in GP3 and in Auto GP, so his next race will be in 500 horsepower cars around Mugello. So very Italian end to his season. Nico Müller in third place for Jensen Motorsport, bookending his season really with good performances. He was quick in Turkey and quick here as well in the end in Monza.
Interesting stat, Nico Müller never been out-qualified by teammates throughout the whole year, the only driver to do that.
Yeah.
He had an interesting teammate this weekend, didn't he, in Christoph Herney? Yeah,
Christoph Herney, 43 years old, 48 years old. Yeah, so quite sure what the deal was there, but, you know, if you've got a seat that needs filling, you've got a seat that needs filling.
Leon Price there, the back of Leon Price.
Well, he needs to be getting himself ready to get in the safety car for the GP2 race as well. Well, that's it then for GP3 for 2011. The champion is Finland's Valtteri Bottas, runner-up James Calado, both of whom will now need to go and see the stewards and explain themselves. And our final race winner, Antonio Felix da Costa. So congratulations to him and to the rest who have produced and provided such entertainment in 2011. My thanks too to Tom Gaymore for helping me sort the wheat from the chaff and arrange my words in the right order. From Tom, from the rest of the crew here, and from me, Martin Haven, that is the end of the season. Well, confirmation that the penalty has been applied to James Calado. So da Costa, Haryanto and Müller, the top three. Adrian Quaifob's sixth position, perilously close to third in the championship, but that is not quite far up the order enough to take that away from Nigel Melker. So Adrian Quaifob's, I think, will finish in fourth position in the season standings behind Nigel Melker. Nonetheless, some real sparks of speed and performance from the young Brit. Calado, second on the road, dropped to 14th with, it looks like, a 20-second penalty added to his time. And a lot of retirements here. The oldest man in the field, possibly the oldest man in the paddock, including most of the team bosses. He's younger than Andreas Jensen, which is a start, I suppose. Christoph Herney, he finishes the race where Mitch Evans, Nigel Melker, Nick Yellerly, Leonardo Cordero, Matthias Lane, Zoe Lamberg and others did not manage to. Well, not all entirely through their own fault. But that then is that for GP3. I'm sure after spectacular racing at Monza, the final race weekend, there'll be an awful lot of young drivers looking to move up into the category. Well, Tom Gaymore, perhaps fitting, I suppose, in the end, that the drivers with most speed through the season in places, Valtteri Bottas and James Calado, ended up on top of the pile. But they weren't the only ones to win races. They were the only ones, really, though, to score regular, solid points.
Definitely, ever since I tipped Bottas as being a disappointment halfway through the year, he went on to win 4 out of 6 races. And the story is what had been for Sims. He didn't get any points in the last 8 races, never qualified in the top 4 all year, but really did a great job racing through. But really the end of season forms really hurt him. And Mitch Evans, another story of what could have been. He was very quick, but it's Valtteri Bottas.
It is Bottas, the champion. We'll leave you with the last images from Monza and see you, hopefully,